in just a couple of weeks, and this is a strong portion of the round for Briedis. Usyk still having success driving Briedis backwards, and he wrestles Usyk down to the canvas.
It's unlikely that any objective boxing fan would dispute the fact that Alexander Usyk rightfully occupies the top spot among the best boxers of our time.
Alexander Usyk.
The Ukrainian heavyweight has achieved everything one could dream of in boxing, becoming the undisputed champion in 2 weight classes and defeating such formidable opponents as Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, and Murat Gassiev. And importantly, Usyk has emerged victorious in all 23 of his professional fights. Of course, his career hasn't been without tough challenges. Some victories had to be literally clawed out. Today, we'll talk about one of those times.
And what I say you must obey. Good luck, touch 'em up.
Usyk entered the World Boxing Super Series tournament for the Muhammad Ali Trophy as one of the main favorites. The first stage was cleared with ease. Former world champion Marco Huck was thoroughly beaten and stopped in the 10th round.
Vulnerable position, but it appears to me as he's put under pressure, conflicting from Alexander Usyk, calling out Marco Huck. But it seems to me that Huck is putting all his skills. Usyk caused many of the punches in that combination around the corner, uppercut through the middle, and it wouldn't sort of a late stoppage. Junior, former champion, Philipsing Anderson, sustained pressure here. He comes back with a great stairs, then working the body. Hook, bobbing and weaving once again off the ropes, but then he touches across the boxing ring to take up residence on the ropes on the far side of the ring. His strength's been put to the test. Usyk working away furiously. Shots underneath, Robinson stepped in and has waved it off. In the top of this contest, Alexander Usyk.
But in the semi-final on January 27, 2018, the WBO Cruiserweight champion faced a much tougher challenge. WBC belt holder Briedis, who, like Usyk, had never tasted defeat in the professional ring.
Please welcome the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC Cruiserweight champion of the world, Briedis.
Before transitioning to professional boxing, the Latvian had served in the police force of his hometown of Riga and had risen to the rank of senior lieutenant. Briedis proved just as successful in the professional ring. Over more than 8 years, he won all 21 of his fights, claiming victories over Manuel Char,
Ушел, просит из угла повторить комбинацию. Опа! Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, ничего себе! Глухой нокаут, просто!
Olanrawaju Duradula, and the same Marco Huck in a bout that earned him his cherished title. Still, the all-knowing bookmakers didn't favor him. Most experts agreed that the Ukrainian, with his superior speed and mobility, would confidently get past the Latvian obstacle. But Briedis, who had thoroughly studied the favorite's style and was fighting in his hometown, had his own thoughts on the matter.
So here we go then, the first of a scheduled 12 3-minute rounds in this unification face-off.
It became clear from the start that the Ukrainian was in for a very tough night.
Rapid right jab that he's rifling again, straight between the high-held hands. And a hard left hand to have here just beyond the mid from Briedis.
Briedis pressing the action, skillfully cut off the ring, effectively countering Usyk's superior speed with precise timing.
Both men looking to fight in the space. Usyk, such a wonderful mover with his feet and from the waist, but he's being tapped. Is their first and only southpaw unorthodox fight. Actually stepping on the left leg, on the left foot of Usyk. Usyk in a stiff right hand, and there's a mark in this second round. Double left right.
Moreover, the Latvian fought with impressive efficiency.
To set up camp cross. One to the head, one to the body. Back comes Usyk with a right hook, prepared diligently. Alive, an exchange of jabs in his hometown of caught with. But Briedis producing an inspired performance against the man he has fought of a training camp. Good writing up to be the contest. Everyone hoped it would. Left cross success for Usyk. Briedis comes back tight. Good right hand over the top from Briedis, and Usyk's tucking up just a line.
Usyk, as usual, was the more active fighter, throwing significantly more punches, but Briedis was prepared. He remained calm and accurate, and his punches landed with more force than Usyk's.
I hesitate to call it give and take because both men are working on their defense as well, but an uppercut success on the inside from Briedis. Hook around the corner. Of punches coming from the WBC champ. Terrific second round, and the bell hasn't been heard. The men continue to exchange. Final action in the cruiserweight division. That there, a winner contest is Daniel van der Velde of Belgium. As Usyk, powerful operator, and he has used skill. After 13 fights without defeat, top from Briedis. Usyk back before establishing his right jab once again. Just threatened to go around the rear of the head of Usyk. This is absolutely terrific stuff. Fighters to finish strong as Usyk scores with a terrific straight jolting of the fight won. Scores with the right hook around the corner. The heads came together there, and that's why Usyk is rubbing his forehead. He's proven to be back system. Takes into account this lands with a good right hand to the body. Oh, good right hand. Those are these men called in young, hungry fighters to serve the thing so far. Good right hand to the body. Usyk tries to respond with a southpaw left downstairs. For their man, good right jab. He's surrounded by Ukrainian boxing royalty. Maneuvers from him, but then a good two-shot salvo at mid-range from Briedis. Usyk being forced backwards, but now plants his feet and tries to force Briedis back. But Briedis proving impossible. UK sparring partners, unbeaten cruiserweight boxer in just a couple of weeks, and this is a strong portion of the round for Briedis. Usyk spending an awful lot of time covering up, trying to repel these attacks. He comes back with a left uppercut of his own, but it's now. With a straight right jab. Briedis has been made to be uncomfortable, and Usyk is increasing the tempo. All the damage nose. Left drives him backwards once again. He's trying to fight back, but there's less potency. Defeated cruiserweight prospects Mikel Lawal. His fifth round, he spits a fleck of blood, and his head is buffeted by a two-shot salvo. The bell barely audible once again at the conclusion of it once again. Looking to build on the momentum that he established in training 2 to 3.
After taking several hard shots and suffering a cut, Usyk managed to seize the initiative in the second half of the fight.
Sundays was the only day to lose his balance. Partially blocked by the glove, but those two words. He would play basketball along with his fellow champion. The gloves of Alexander Usyk. He's trying to get his own back. Scores with a left hook on the of the WBC champion. Even though he's more aggressive, still operating at an incredibly conceding that this is the biggest fight of his career. In defending that.
Finally putting his brilliant footwork to full use and increasing pace even more. The Ukrainian heavyweight began to pull the fight in his favor, though this wasn't domination. Usyk was leading the dance, but Briedis stuck to his game plan. He continued to close the distance and successfully switched his attacks from head to body.
Into round 8 of what has been an absolutely fascinating. Stands his ground momentarily, gets through with the left. Success in response from Usyk. There's a being drowned out. Right hand to the body. And he acknowledged that. Cryptic manner that he some enterprising creative has turned into a rather more expansively, he said, continuing to work his way forwards. Ukrainian WBO champ. The holes in the defense of
The southpaw stance didn't bother the Latvian either. Still, in those rounds, he had to play catch-up.
in a straight line, still bobbing and weaving, still working that right hand, keenly contested. Pecking behind a left jab, still breathing through an open. Both Usyk and Kenny Bayless intimating that he's to keep the punches up. Good right jab from Usyk. Just beginning to get a swelling beneath horrific action between two.
It seemed the Ukrainian southpaw had fully taken control. By the championship rounds, Maris was clearly tired, slowing down and losing some of his earlier sharpness. Usyk, as usual, ramped up the pressure during this phase and landed many left crosses on the Latvian.
In that coming together, Usyk scored first with a left cross, then Briedis responded. Somebody is likely to come away with all 4 championship belts. Good left hand over the top. Extract the very best of one. Didn't really put much on it, but it was a scoring shot. Fighters' records that somebody will progress tonight because of the aforementioned. There's a draw. For the WBO became widely recognized to recognize the cruiserweight division. Both boxers.
But the final 12th round saw no clear advantage for either fighter. The Latvian gathered his remaining strength and gave it everything he had, as did Usyk.
In this bid to become the unified champion of the trying to save himself now, or set himself for one from Briedis. And another shot from the right flank, one hand behind the left glove of Usyk. Took the championship that the other pursuit of a place in the final of the Muhammad Ali Trophy, as Briedis lands a cracking for that juncture tonight. And both men fully on display here between these two athletes with perfect records, and still both men punching right up until the final bell. What a fantastic contest we have just witnessed.
Given the incredibly competitive nature of the fight, and especially the fact that it was held in the opponent's backyard, there was little confidence after the final bell that the decision would favor the Ukrainian. Fortunately, the judges didn't pretend that they had watched a different fight. 2 of them had the score of 115 to 113 in favor of Usyk, while the third saw it as a draw, 114 to 114.
Alexander Usyk.
A very fair and accurate score that reflected just how difficult this victory was for Usyk. And for that reason, its taste was all the sweeter. Everything was clear without a word. Bruises, swelling, and visible damage told the whole story. No one before or after ever hit Usyk as cleanly and as hard as Briedis did. This fight didn't just leave a mark on his career, it left one on his face and stayed for a long time.